everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pardes Diaries. And today we have two guests with us once again. And these guests have the pleasure of going to the same location. So we're going to have a very varied experience from them, hopefully. Eman and Hassam, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Please introduce yourselves. Tell our audiences where you're from, what you have been doing at LUMS, what year are you guys at, what have you been studying?
Okay, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
So, hi, I'm Eman. I'm a history major. I'm in my senior year, and I'm from Lahore. And I went to Azerbaijan in 2022 for my spring semester.
Yeah. So it's Hassam Tahir और I'm a law sophomore और मैं अपने पिछले सेमेस्टर यानी फॉल में 2023 के फॉल में मैं गया था अज़रबैजान एंड या बाकी आप लोग जान लेंगे.
So tell us a little bit about the universities that you went to. Do you guys end up going to the same university? Were there different universities?
So we ended up going to the same university, ADA University, and I think that's the only one that LUMS really has a collaboration with. So that's the one we went to. So it's a very nice, बहुत खूबसूरत campus है. It's like right in the center of the city, very accessible. So it's a fantastic place.
Okay. And Azerbaijan, how did you both choose Azerbaijan as a place that you wanted to go to? Generally when you think of exchange programs, people think of maybe more, traditionally European on the map countries or maybe North America. How did both of you land in Azerbaijan?
So I initially wanted to really go for an exchange program even when I was LUMS ki jab main application bhar rahi thi. So my dad actually said that this is a fantastic opportunity, so you should really look into this. So in my sophomore year I started looking at opportunities. So I applied to a few as well, got rejected from a few as well. But Azerbaijan ka tha, it was with I think Kazakhstan. So these were these two opportunities, and I chose Azerbaijan because my grandmother had actually traveled there, and I was really inspired by their history. बहुत interesting history थी of being an ex-Soviet country, but then having a lot of very close ties to the Ottomans, having very Turkic roots as well, but then of course the Russian influences that are still very apparent there even today. So that is kind of what inspired me to go there.
What about you?
Yeah, my experience in this regard is that Azerbaijan was not my first choice. I wanted to go to Turkey, Me Too University. और I was very skeptical in the beginning. मैंने शुरू में सीनियर से भी कुछ बात की कि यार no Azerbaijan, what will I do there? But उन्होंने कहा यार just go. You'll find your place. You'll find a lot of new people और मज़ा आएगा. I just relied on their advice and thank you for all of the people who advised me. कमाल का experience था and I would have regretted if I didn't go there. Yeah.
You mentioned that you had a lot of external encouragement to go to Azerbaijan, and Iman, you were the first ever student from LUMS to go to Azerbaijan. So I think your experience ended up being a stepping stone for Hassam. So how did you guys talk to each other before you went? How was your experience, Iman, firstly, as the first student from LUMS to go to Azerbaijan?
So I went at a very interesting time. There was still a lot of COVID lockdowns, and Azerbaijan technically had not opened up to tourists. So I arrived at a dead airport. Wi-Fi nahi chal raha tha wahan. Azerbaijanis don't necessarily know a lot of English, and the ones who do are very hesitant to speak it. So I was kind of lost. Paid a lot of money to get a cab to go to my university, और उसके साथ ही accommodation थी, but immediately of course थोड़ा daunting था, but I think I was very committed again because मैं first year as a 2024 batch का, तो हमारा तो first year was a COVID batch, so I really wanted this opportunity to go. So अपने आप को motivate करके फिर मैं finally गई. And even though I think shuru ka was a little daunting, I think that lasted a total of 12 hours, because agle din hi we had an orientation, and that's where I met all the other exchange students, and I was like, this is the best decision I ever made. Matlab, that in and of itself completely transformed my experience for me.
I'm glad you had that sense of unity.
Yeah.
And Hassam, how did her experience, did you communicate with her before?
Yeah, so like after Iman, there were two girls from LUMS who went. So I was directly in contact with them, but indirectly I was in contact with Iman as well through her sister Myra. So she helped me a lot. और indirectly मुझे जो है ना ईमान से कोई आउटलाइन मिल रही थी, कोई evaluated कोर्स मिल रहा था. But obviously I really thank her for all of the advice and guidance she gave. और रज़ीन और शर्मीन जो दो लड़कियां थीं जो गई थीं, उन्होंने बहुत हेल्प की. लाइक इवन व्हेन आई वेंट देयर, वहाँ भी हमारी बात चल रही होती थी. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज़ दैट वी फाउंड सम म्यूचुअल फ्रेंड्स, मेरे और उनके, एंड इवन ईमान के साथ. आई वाज जस्ट टॉकिंग विद हर. वो बेस्ट पार्ट था जब आपको आप रिलेट करते हो ना किसी बंदे से. तो या that was really a great experience.
So sounds like your social lives there were pretty happening. So
Yeah.
the diversity, the social lives, and you said that it's right in the center of the city as well, your university. So how was that experience like, the university culture there?
University culture is very interesting. So it's not as kind of focused on Parhai as LUMS is. Yes, LUMS is definitely harder. LUMS is like a league of its own. But Azerbaijan ka bhi, it's very interesting. The university itself was, it had international affairs वगैरह के courses which I took. That I was in their international and public affairs ka school. So udhar hi I made a lot of friends there. I made a lot of local friends. And also ADA की बहुत अच्छी बात जो है, it's a very diverse school. So they have international students from all around the world. So I have friends who are from the Maldives. I have friends who are from Sudan, from everywhere. Poland से मेरे साथ exchange पे बच्चे आए हुए थे. There was kids from like the Czech Republic, even America say. So it was a really, really interesting experience ke you're in a different country, you're experiencing all of that, but also the fact ke you get to interact with so many different people from a variety of cultures. And actually, like, you know, interacting with them. Aap politics ki baat karo, you talk about, you know, world affairs. So it's so interesting, it's so much fun to actually do that. I mean, it was amazing कि आप इतना explore कर सके हो, not only Azerbaijan but then in kind of the whole world in a sense.
Yeah. So I guess my observation would be slightly different कि जो university थी वो itself काफ़ी focus थी पढ़ाई पे. But the thing is they don't give you that grind जो आपको LUMS देता है. तो वो जो रगड़ा है ना वो I was away from that रगड़ा for 6 months. और मैंने वहाँ पे 5 courses लिए और easily मैंने वहाँ पे निकाल लिए. यहाँ 4 भी जो है ना मुसीबत बन जाते हैं. So yeah, this thing was different. And the social life was very different. This is one thing I really noticed over there, like the difference between LUMS and ADA, कि वहाँ की social life इतनी नहीं थी. यहाँ की societies बहुत vibrant है. और ये जो खोखा है ना हमारा, ये one of its kind है. तो although हमने बहुत socialize किया, but we made our opportunities ourselves. मेरे case में at least मैं खुद opportunities निकालता था. Although 50 से 60 एक्सचेंज स्टूडेंट्स थे, काफ़ी जो है इंटरेक्शन हुआ, बट आई वांटेड मोर. आई वांटेड टू यूटिलाइज एवरी मिनट. इवेंट्स पे जा रहे हैं, कल्चरल इवेंट्स पे, हर जगह. तो मैंने खुद अपनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बनाई, बट अगर सिर्फ मैं यूनिवर्सिटी में रहता तो इट वुड हैव बीन लिमिटेड एज कम्पेयर टू LUMS. तो या दिस वाज वन डिफरेंस दैट आई नोटिस्ड.
The LUMS ragda that you both mentioned has been like an ongoing topic जो हर कोई discuss कर रहा है कि LUMS जितनी academic खवारी कहीं नहीं है. And you said that you had to make opportunities for social interaction, Hassam, and so उसके लिए आपको यूनिवर्सिटी से बाहर जाना पड़ा. So how was that? आप लोगों का experience आप दोनों के केस में, was it limited to just your university and then the city that where you guys were at, या फिर you guys traveled across Azerbaijan? Did you have opportunities for that? And if you did, how convenient and easy was it for you as international students to do that? Hassam, would you like to take the lead?
So I would take this. मेरे केस में the first thing I would like to mention is the dormitory in which we are asked to stay. A univarium, I guess it was the same. Alright, it was different. So yeah, that is the place I guess that made the difference, क्योंकि वहाँ पे पूरे आज़रबाईजान के international students रह रहे हैं. So you tend to interact with medical students, engineering students, construction, हर किस्म के. और वहाँ पे मेरे बहुत अच्छे दोस्त बने because we were together like day and night. ईरान, मालदीव्स, as she mentioned, फ्रेंच मेरे रूममेट्स थे, चेक, हर किस्म का बंदा वहाँ पे आपको मिलता है और आप उनसे पूरा दिन गुजारते हैं. सो दैट वाज द बेस्ट पार्ट, डॉर्मिटरी फर्स्टली. उसके बाद सेकेंडली जो भी मुझे इवेंट नज़र आता था, मुझे अगर लगता था कि ये एक सोशलाइजिंग अपॉर्चुनिटी है, आई वुड टेक इट. मेरी नींद नहीं है, आई डोंट केयर, मैं जाता था वहाँ पे. मैंने ज़िंदगी में MUN नहीं किया, मुझे वहाँ पे MUN, मैं गया वहाँ पे एंड आई एंडेड अप एज बीइंग द बेस्ट एप्लीकेंट. बट एनीवेज ये है कि जो भी था आई यूज़ टू गो देयर. स्पोर्ट्स हो रही है, मुझे खेलनी नहीं आती, आई वेंट. और वहाँ मेरे बहुत अच्छे दोस्त बने. तो मेरे ख्याल से अगर आप ख़ुद को रगड़ा नहीं दे रहे हैं एक्सचेंज पे, तो आपको कोई अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ला के नहीं देगा. यू हैव टू एक्सप्लोर देम योर सेल्फ. तो या दिस इज़ व्हाट आई डू एंड I'm grateful that I did. Yeah.
Good job, made LUMS proud there with you,
Yeah.
PD.
Yeah.
And with you, Iman, did you go across Azerbaijan? Did you travel?
So I did travel. मैं पहले तो I think Azerbaijan का करती हूँ. So I was not in the dormitories. I was in an apartment building which was very close to the university. और वहीं उनके सारे professors रहते थे. थोड़ा सा careful रहना पड़ता था.
Ooh.
Yes. एक आध दफ़ा noise complaints पे आई थी, but that's fine. But I think having your own apartment, it was a lot of fun because होता था अच्छा. I think in the dormitories it's a very restricted place कि आप access के साथ ही लोगों के कमरों में जा सकते हैं. You're not allowed to, you know. इस तरह वो थोड़ा सा कम होती है socializing for people who are like, you know, maybe locals या उस जगह पे नहीं रह रहे. With my apartment, I could, you know, have friends over. हम अपनी गपशप कर सकते थे. अगर, you know, midday class हो रही है and, you know, we all have a break, तो apartment चलते हैं. We can relax over there. And again, I think Hassam is very right in the fact that you do have to make opportunities for yourself. I think I was very glad with the fact that I had quite a lot of close-knit community in the international students जो उस साल आ भी रहे थे, but also with a lot of their full-time students as well. And a few of them were actually living in the same apartment building. तो होता था अच्छा, you know, this is a place we can go to. रात को हमने जाना है तो we can, you know, go for a walk to these places, exploring different restaurants. Once we went to like, I would explain it as like a Azerbaijani kind of like a Landa Bazaar, but it was so much. It's like 100 times better than the Landa Bazaar over here. But essentially, like, you know, आपका like mass बिल्कुल at the edge of Baku वो थी like पूरी marketplace. और वहाँ हम गए थे कि हमें कुछ supplies लेनी थी and we're like, you know, सिटी के अंदर बहुत महंगी चीज़ें मिल रही हैं, लेट्स गो ओवर हेयर. तो हमने डे ट्रिप प्लान करके चले गए. आउटसाइड ऑफ बाकू आई वांट्स टुक अ ट्रिप विद माय फ्रेंड टू लैंकरन, व्हिच इज़ दिस रियली ब्यूटीफुल हिली एरिया जहाँ बहुत खूबसूरत लेक्स हैं. And she and a lot of her other Azerbaijani friends from different universities, उनकी पूरी उन्होंने वैन बुक करके गए थे. बहुत मज़ा आया. वहाँ हमने लंच तैयार किया खुद. So it was a fantastic opportunity उस तरह कि आप socialize करो. And it's so safe over there कि आप सुबह के 2 बजे निकल जाओ and आप you are like आपको सुकून होता है कि भी मैं आराम से पहुँच जाऊँगा घर. Wherever I go, there is not any like risk कि कुछ ऐसा कुछ होगा. I remember once me and my friend just used to सुबह के 4 बजे we were walking around like the city center. आराम से we went to the port, वहाँ walk करे, we saw the sunrise which was just like beautiful. So just even stuff like this, it's like encapsulates memories which like last you forever.
I mean, as a woman being able to walk at like सुबह के 2 बजे, सुबह के 4 बजे must have been that culture shock almost to some extent. Did you have any of those like things यहाँ पे खाने के wise, food wise, area wise जो आपको लगा कि oh this is something that I would have never been able to experience in Pakistan?
I would just like to mention एक चीज़ पिछली क्वेश्चन में मैं ऐड करना चाहूँगा about the trips के, और एक एडवाइस भी है अगले स्टूडेंट्स के लिए कि यू हैव टू टेक द इनिशिएटिव्स जब ट्रिप्स की बात आती है. कोई आपके लिए प्लान नहीं करेगा. अगर आप खुद कर रहे हो तो यू विल एंड अप गोइंग, नहीं कर रहे हो तो नहीं जाओगे. सो इसी तरह खुद करने की वजह से आई वॉज एबल टू गो टू 6 अदर सिटीज़ अदर देन बाकू. इसीलिए क्योंकि सारे मैंने और एक दो हमारी और एक मेरी दोस्त थी, शी वॉज नाइजेरियन, शी वॉज वेरी एक्टिव. तो आपको ऐसे एक्टिव लोग कम मिलेंगे. सो यू शुड बी द वन हु टेक्स द इनिशिएटिव और प्लान करता है. सो या दिस इज़ वन थिंग आई वांटेड टू ऐड. और खाने का यही सीन है कि मेरे ख्याल से लाहौर है और पाकिस्तान पाकिस्तान है. सो द स्पाइसेस आई रियली मिस देम. बट वहाँ के खाने का एक अपना टेस्ट है वहाँ का. आई स्टार्टेड टू एंजॉय इट एज़ वेल. कुछ अच्छे खाने थे. हैंगल एक डिश मुझे याद है, मुझे काफ़ी अच्छी लगी. तो यू नीड टू बी फ्लेक्सिबल इन दैट रिगार्ड. मेरे ख्याल से आप कहीं भी चले जाएँ आपको टेस्ट डिफरेंस मिलेगा, कल्चरल डिफरेंस मिलेगा, लोगों का मिलने का तरीका, बैठने का तरीका. आई रिमेंबर हम यहाँ पे जब दोस्त होते हैं तो हम यूजुअली जो है वो हग करके मिलते हैं, लेकिन वहाँ पे उनका एक तरीका था. दे यूज्ड टू लाइक डू लाइक दिस एंड देन हग. तो मुझे आदत होगी, मैं यहाँ भी आके ये कर रहा था तो मेरे दोस्त वाज लाइक कि ये क्या है भाई. तो लाइक यू एंड अप बीइंग लाइक मर्ज्ड इनटू दैट कल्चर और करना पड़ता है.
You have to assimilate to make do.
या डेफिनेटली.
घर की किस चीज़ की सबसे ज़्यादा याद आई? Like Hassam said के our food is our food, like there's
Yeah.
no competition.
Yeah.
But खाने के अलावा that taste of independence, what did it make you long for back home?
What did it make me long for? I think मैंने कश्मीरी चाय सबसे ज़्यादा मिस की थी. Yes, my mom makes fantastic कश्मीरी चाय and वो इतनी जितनी वो ठंड थी और बाहर एक दिन it was like you know बर्फ़ भी पड़ रही थी and I was like my god this is fantastic and then मुझे वो sachet वाली किसी ने कश्मीरी चाय दी थी and I was like you know what this does not do justice to it. So I think और उनकी भी they do chai very differently so it's like very kahve की तरह होता है वो but it's still very delicious and it's like a really nice बहुत मज़े का उसका the tea rituals over there are great very like chilled but still like very nice but अपनी जो होती है ना दूध वाली सही जो कड़क चाय होती है वो बड़ी मिस की थी मैंने खाने के अंदर I'm not a very spices person so I think of course आप अपनी बिरयानी वगैरह मिस करते हो but I really enjoyed the way they used to cook meats and you know the way they used to like very liberally but very justifiably use salt so I was just like in love with that मेरी जो थी favorite dish was like dolma which is like
dolma.
the beef it's like grinded beef which is like wrapped in grape leaves it's like tiny सा होता है वो दही सा होता है fantastic but you know खाने का again yes I think you have to be very very experimental you have to be reciprocative of that and they have a lot of like very interesting twists on Russian food as well so it's like really fun to actually have their food and try it out.
I love the fact that you gave like Kashmiri chai representation as a Kashmiri. You have made me delighted. But the one thing that you discussed prior to this was the language barrier. Azerbaijan has its own language. And you guys were also interacting with students from multiple ethnicities. How did you tackle that language barrier? You said that people were reluctant to speak to you in Azerbaijani. Those of them who knew English were reluctant still too. So how did you do that? Any funny stories that way? Bhai frustrate hokar bas ke like please understand me.
I think मेरे साथ so the very good thing is कि क्योंकि AD itself is like so international a lot of the kids speak and English is the medium of education so most of them spoke English very well but बाहर होता था of course Baku itself as a very metropolitan city capital city of course तो उधर फिर भी आपको ना थोड़ी बहुत ही आप कर लेते थे and I realized they love Pakistanis still abhi tak touch wood they still love Pakistanis I feel like we might destroy our reputation but वो तो I मतलब मेरे लिए इतना वो interesting experience था कि yes वो होता है कि आपको थोड़ा सा होता है but they still like very friendly people they will still like try to help you even अगर ज़बान समझ नहीं आ रही they'll be like okay मैं किसी तरह आपकी help कर देता हूँ haggling was a lot of fun trying to get them to reduce their prices जब आपको अगले की ज़बान नहीं समझ आ रही होती आप खुद कुछ और बोल रहे होते हो a lot of the full-time students international friends I had उनको फिर भी थोड़े बहुत phrases आते थे तो they would you know वो बना लेते थे वो खुद भी अम्यूज़ हो रहे होते थे कि आप आज़रबाईजानी कैसे बोल रहे हो तो that was a lot of fun but I think university के अंदर तो of course there were very few issues with communication unfortunately I didn't learn a lot of Azerbaijani so
we were really counting on you guys like teaching us a phrase or two.
I remember Çok sağ olun which is just thank you very much and that was my favorite because जब भी I would go grocery shopping या जहाँ भी मैं जाती थी मैं big सी smile से çok sağ olun कहती थी and they would just be so happy as well I was like I've done it.
Yeah so in my experience language का ये scene था कि जो पहले 2 दिन थे those were really problematic क्योंकि मैं orientation से थोड़ा पहले चला गया था as opposed to ईमान तो वो 2 दिन मतलब मुझे लग रहा था कि I'm lost in a city ज़बान किसी को आती नहीं है और इंटरेस्टिंग ये था कि पहले दिन आई वेंट टू द सुपर स्टोर और आई वांटेड अ नेल कटर और आई आस्क्ड फॉर अ नेल कटर आई वाज श्योर दैट आई वाज लाइक व्हाट अ नेल कटर एंड आई इवन लाइक शोड हर लाइक but she didn't like she was not able to make what I'm saying and then I had to like open the Google Translate और उस वक्त जो है मैं वापस आया and I was like बहुत मुश्किल होने वाली है 5 महीने में but once you like go to the university interact with other students तो काफ़ी जो है ना easy हो जाता है और एक और interesting बात ये थी कि हमारी जो है ना वहाँ पे जिस तरह यहाँ पे पैल्स होते हैं वहाँ पे दे आर बडीज़ इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स के तो आई हैड अ बडी शी वाज अ रियली गुड फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन एंड इज़ अ रियली गुड फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन तो उसके साथ इवन हमने गाने का किया कि आई ट्राई टू लाइक सिंग एन आज़री सॉन्ग and I made her sing an Urdu song. So
Amazing.
that was really fun. Like, we were playing guitar and she was singing the
Oh,
song.
I hope you have it on video. We'd love to hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I guess I have. Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna try our best to incorporate this somehow in this episode, but if we can't, then
Yeah,
just
so-
we'll do our
Yeah,
best.
so this
We need-
language exchange, it's really fun. I'm telling you, like, you have to experience it to feel it, what it feels. So yeah, it was great.
So you guys made plenty of friends. Are you guys still in contact with them? With you, it's been like 2 years. So
yes, actually मैं in last year 2023 के अंदर in like around June I went back. और मैं तो I think I was kind of going just for holiday. I missed everyone there and I was just like, I want to go, and my parents agreed, which was really great. But it was a really great time to actually go there because so many of my friends were then graduating. So I got like a chance to actually meet so many of them once again, to actually attend their graduation ceremony as well. So it was such a nice moment to actually be in the same place, going back to those same places. But then such an important moment that you're also celebrating with them. So that was, I think, really, really precious and really, really fantastic that I got to be there with them for that as well. And especially because a lot of the international students were then going back to their home countries. So वो तो मतलब कोशिश कर सकते हैं कोई कि plan बना ले, but it's of course really difficult कि
Mission
आप
Impossible.
yeah हर जगह जाओ. So I think that was really nice as well. And I still am in contact with a lot of them, even जो Azerbaijani friends थे मेरे. We still keep in touch, we still keep talking. तो I keep hearing their gossip. The memes of like those long VNs of long distance friends, living that. And I love it.
That's so perfect. Your friendships will have to survive the test of time.
Yeah, exactly. But like, अभी तक ये सीन होता है कि लाइक वी हैव वीडियो कॉल्स एवरी वीकेंड. और अभी भी मैं बल्कि बात कर रहा था जस्ट बिफोर कमिंग हियर, अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन कॉल्ड. तो ऑन गोइंग डिस्कशंस हैं, काफ़ी ग्रुप्स हमने बना लिए. मेन जो हमारा ग्रुप था लास्ट फ्राइडे नाइट, वी नेम्ड इट लास्ट फ्राइडे नाइट. लाइक हम एक जगह गए.
I think there's a backstory.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long story, but एक जगह हम गए थे. So like it was initially just for pictures, but it ended up being like a long-lasting group. और अभी तक वो चल रहा है. So we have like video calls every now and then. और in contact अभी तक तो काफ़ी सारों से हैं. And I've convinced most of them to come to Pakistan as well.
Good job. Good
Yeah.
We
So
will host them at LUMS any day. Please, guys, come.
Yeah.
LUMS is amazing.
Yeah, they were very interesting in LUMS as well. Like, I showed them our stuff and they were like very into it. So yeah, the connection is till now it's intact. Let's see.
Praying for the future as well.
Yeah.
My last request out of both of you is that you describe this trip of yours in 3 words. 3 words to sum up your entire experience in Azerbaijan. Please think this through. This is the moment of truth.
Memorable, majestic, unforgettable.
Memorable and unforgettable, the same, yeah, but
I know.
I'll excuse you there. What about you, Hassam?
Yeah, so it's like I would say inclusive, and at the same time diverse, and in a positive way shocking as well. So yeah,
Eye-opening. I think I'm
eye-opening, learning experience. And
I'd like to change my last one to crazy.
yeah,
In
Also-
the best way.
so many stories that we have not had the opportunity to explore,
Yeah.
but both of you sharing your experiences have made Azerbaijan like a must go to place for
and
me.
Definitely.
one thing I guess I can't like leave it पिछले सवाल के साथ कि when I was coming back I really made a good decision to take some souvenirs with me वहाँ पे. So
We would love to see pictures of those
yeah,
if you have them.
definitely.
We will share them with you guys too, don't worry.
Yes.
But we'll take all of that, and like I said, now this makes you feel like we have to visit Azerbaijan for sure.
Yeah.
I hope our students here are also taking note, and if you have the opportunity, guys, please do visit Azerbaijan.
Yes.
Eman and Hassam's experiences were amazing. Thank you so much for sharing them with
Thank
us.
you.
It was lovely having you guys here.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
this
so much.
opportunity to share our experiences, and we hope you guys also want to come.
Yes, guys, please.
प्राइवेट
please
में भी घंटों चल सकते हैं हम अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने के लिए. इट्स अ लॉट.
find them on campus, guys.
Yeah, just कोई किसी से पूछ लेना अज़रबैजान का, मैं और हसाम मिल जाएंगे.
Exactly.
Trust me.
That's
Exactly.
perfect. I will find you guys later after
Yes.
this too. But this was it. Thank you so much, everyone.